So there guys, welcome back to Towns with Charon and Velerious.
Hello everyone.
Hello Velerious. Jesus Christ, we have a lot of jobs going on. I'm going to unpause and let them start on it. So we're waiting for one block on the atelier so I can put the second floor in.
Yes.
The scaffolding's down. Got road going on back here, which is green, which is good, and that's happening pretty fast. We've got road going on all the way down here, which is, if we find the blocks, and then go down.
And we've obviously got pies being made.
Not bad. Pies are being made and stored in the pie pantry.
Pie pantry.
Hopefully.
There won't be many in there because we had to have another pick, if you remember.
Yeah, there was something else as well that was stopping them, wasn't it? Oh, have we put the mills back on? We put the mills back on.
We also need a harvest on flowers.
We need to harvest some flowers.
Yep. We need to fill up barrels with flowers. No point having the barrels for the flowers if we don't have any flowers for the barrels.
Do we have any? Oh yeah,
yeah. You set them all up.
We set all those up, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh so, God, and there's just fucking dye everywhere in the atelier.
Yeah, that happens.
Derpsville has become a little bit messy.
Well, that kind of stuff's going to happen. We have to progress and then clean up. How are the pigs going, by the way?
Pigs? Pretty bad. Should we switch to beef?
We could switch to beef. Switch to beef. Butchering, baking, candlestick making. No, we need baking.
It's not. Yeah, it's cooking
there you go.
meat. Right, so we need to stop pork and do beef.
Don't we put steak in first? Is that what we did?
Oh, I can do that. Yeah, I'll do that first.
Yeah. I think we raised that up to 150, and then we lower down the pigs.
I will do that.
Okay, Dan, buddy, you do that. Okay, I believe in you. You're a good guy.
Clicking like that. So, Craig Gumasol, did you see the comments?
No.
Is made some sort of game.
A game?
Yeah.
What's it called?
I don't know. He didn't tell us what it was called.
The Derpsville game?
No, I don't think it's Derpsville related.
Oh.
It's some sort of... I'm not sure I said it was a text-based RPG.
Oh. Text-based RPG?
Yeah, I don't think it's finished yet.
No.
But he asked if we'd take a look at it when it's done, and I said yeah.
Yeah. We'll look at that.
We'll definitely have a look at it, man.
We'll look at it, and then we'll criticise you and go... this text here seems to be slightly bigger than all the other texts.
It better be bloody good, Craig. It better be better than Towns. Like, how can it not be better?
To be honest, I can at least assess it from a coder standpoint and go like, oh, this is quite nice. I like this bit here. This bit's higher than Towns. I would have thought the code for a text adventure is a little bit simpler. It depends what you do with it. You can make a text adventure as complicated as you want. Well, true. That's the openness of a text adventure. But surely the best part of a text adventure is the story. Because the thing is, I quite like text adventures. This is one of the things I wanted to talk about today, Velerious, while these guys actually get some work done. No. Years ago, I had a Sinclair Spectrum, okay, which was before you were born. And I had a game called Waxworks, and it was one of those sort of early text adventures where it was like, you typed shit in, and you had to sort of figure out what the words were. So it would be like, you'd start in this room, and it'd be like, go up, and it'd be like, I don't know what up is. Okay, go north. Okay, you go north, and now you're in the next room. And there'd be something on the floor, and you'd go, pick up lighter. And they'd go, don't know what pick up is. Okay, grab lighter, pick lighter. And you just type in all these things until you figure out what the fuck's going on. It used to drive me insane. Well, there was a text adventure I played yonks ago, where the person had made it into like a survival strategy game. And essentially, while you were doing stuff, it would take up like movement points and things like that, and your people inside your base would do stuff while you're not there. And it was like really in depth for like they would go out and gather stuff if you're not there. Yeah. There was a chance they could die while they're gathering things. It was like really kind of, innovative where they went with it and all this business. Well, that's what I was going to say. It's sort of. Then you got those text adventure games where you had a GUI, a graphical interface to go with it. That were like, I guess sort of like modern point and clicks, but they still had the sort of grab, pick, use, drop, combine, and all that sort of stuff. So you had to actually click what you were doing. So at least you had the commands there. You didn't have to like figure them all out from scratch. And then you got the ones that are more like a choose your own adventure book. Like I've got Starship Traveller on my PC, and I think you've played Sorcery, which again is the same sort of deal, Steve Jackson. And I like them. I like them a lot. Where it's sort of go to page 94. The one issue from a code standing point is we can't all be like the guy who made Banish. who, for some strange reason, made that game on his own and did like all the sounds on his own, the animations on his own, everything, which is just fucking insane. Because if I was to ever make a game, you know full well, it would have no graphical fucking purposes at all, because I'm shit at drawing. I think the best I could do is animate a stickman.
The point I make of it is you don't get many of those that are just base text adventures anymore. You don't really get the games like Waxworks, where it's all command-driven. And you don't really get... Other than the Steve Jackson stuff, you don't really get those sort of standard choose-your-own-adventure games.
The fun things with those is to put little Easter eggs in, and nowadays you can easily update the Easter eggs. So while you're walking around, just type in #YOLO, and it'll be like, yo-yo!
They're converting a lot of the old Steve Jackson books over. So, like, Starship Traveler is one of them, and then there's that, what was the one with the haunted house that the Yogscast played on their stream a while back? Remember that one?
Oh, God.
There's Appointment with Fear, which I know you've played. There was one of the books was Trial of Champions, which was fucking brilliant, and I'm just waiting for that one to get converted over, because that was really good. That was like, it was the sequel to Death Trap Dungeon.
The problem is, with like coding things and everything like that, as I say, it's just the graphical interface. But you can do a lot with just basic text adventures. Well, you can write it in nearly every single language. You can write one in Java, you can write one in C++.
The text adventures you get these days tend to be more like, you remember the one with the princess, where you get killed, along with the queen?
Yeah.
Stuff like that, where it's like, there's another game element to it beyond just the text adventure. So some sort of stat-based...
Yeah, but reason
and like the Japanese dating games, where it's like, you know, you have to do things and raise up skills whilst following the text adventure through.
And pick your options wisely. Do you want to say to this girl, Ugu, or I'm sorry, your dad's dead?
So when he says it's a text adventure, it could be any one of those things. I don't know the full details.
Were you in the war desu?
I was in the war desu.
I would imagine that a text-based adventure from a programming standpoint would be the kind of like Microsoft DOS type thing, coded in C++ nowadays.
And some of those can be good. The Hitchhiker's DOS game was a text adventure.
But
that was pretty impressive.
Most likely, from it being, you know, modernized, it'll be coded in, what should we call it? C++. Because that seems to be the easiest language to code them all in nowadays. Anyone die from that siege?
No, it was only like 5 orcs.
42 townies died.
No.
Wait, someone's weapon broke? 3 weapon brokes. What?
What is this?
When did this happen?
Bryce Frammon's weapon? Oh, was he probably using... Because we auto-equipped, do you think they've picked up zombie heads?
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Because you can use them as weapons, can't you?
Can't we see the damage he did? What damage it was? There we go. So, where are we? Ooh. Yeah, I think you've gone too far. I think you've gone very far. Cuts Goblin. No.
Who even was it? I mean...
Oh, there you go, you're in the wrong thing.
Bryce Bosk hit the green slime. But it doesn't say what they were holding. They must have been using heads.
Yeah.
Because heads don't work properly, do they? They break. They're the only things I can think of that actually break. So when we've told them to auto-equip, they've gone and picked up heads. Look, this guy's still got one.
Yeah. Just walking around with a head in his hands.
So that is an issue.
Don't go near Steve.
We need to make some gear for them.
We need to make weapons. And then start auto-equipping again.
There's loads of spider-ite shit in there.
Yeah, because we were auto-equipping. We were building stuff up. Make weapons first.
Hold on. I might as well get him to just put some of that shit on so we can see where we stand.
If you press auto-equip, you'll go get more goblin heads.
Well, I don't care. At least it gets rid of some goblin heads.
No, we have to put them on the poles. Craig Unseld told us so. He won't let you play the text adventure.
Orders in for poles for a while, Blaris. They're all here, waiting.
Maybe it's the wrong kind of poles.
They're not making them because there's other things with higher priority than decorative items.
Well, yeah, there's lots of building going on and shit like that. Have we got enough stone?
Wall. Yeah, because we did a load of it, if you remember, and almost trapped everyone in the dungeon last episode.
Oh, yeah, you nearly trapped everyone in the dungeon last episode.
There's a carbon on its way.
Specifically
you. Am I on the right layer?
Yeah.
No, I'm not, am I?
No.
I need to be there. Layer 2. Yeah.
So, yeah. Text adventures can be anything. To be honest, the old text adventures relied more on story, and nowadays everyone just goes, the graphics, man! So it makes it a lot challenging for the people who are coding it, unfortunately. Which is a bummer. But it's a thing that happens. We all know it. We all know it to be true.
I like text adventures.
You do like text adventures.
I feel like it's a dying genre. There's a lot of...
Your favourite was Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah. Because the problem is, I mean, the type of games I grew up with don't really get made as much these days. The text adventures and things like we used to have side-scrolling beat-em-ups, like Golden Axe and Streets of Rage, and up until maybe a few years ago, it wasn't really something that ever got done. There was a 3D one on the PlayStation. I can't remember the name of it, but it was there, and it was not very good. And then like they started doing them. Some of them was like Castle Crashers.
Yeah,
is one.
Just make a sword to sell to this guy. Don't buy anything off him.
I'm seeing what he's got. No, none of that's any good. I've got nothing to sell to him. Fuck it.
Yeah, make a sword.
No, I'll leave him. He'll go.
No, he don't go. We've had this conversation so many times. He don't go.
I'll buy a log off him then.
No, just make a sword and sell him a sword.
Make a sword.
A wooden sword.
It could be ages before someone gets around to making
it. A wooden sword. It'll take 2 seconds. We've got loads of
If anyone does it,
they'll do it.
We've got some, so maybe he doesn't even buy them.
Are they in the dungeon?
I don't know.
They could be in the dungeon. Make a wooden short sword. Right. And then we can just banter while they do that.
You make it sound so easy, Velerious. And now we bants.
Yes, and now we bants.
What was I saying before that happened?
How Craig was and let you play the text adventure.
So, like, Castle Crashers was sort of a side-scrolling beat-em-up.
Yeah.
But not as good. I sort of miss that 80s feel to them, that's the problem. It was all sort of like, you think like Double Dragon and stuff with Punch Club sort of recaptures that element. That's the visual style that I'm after. But with a sort of online co-op, Castle Crashers style beat 'em up. You know what I mean? Divinity's good.
Divinity.
It's not related to that at all, but Divinity is brilliant.
It's a co-op.
It was in the sale.
It brings back the nostalgia from your childhood.
Oh my God. It brings back the Neverwinter vibe. It does. I sort of like it. We've only played a little bit of it though, but
sort of like
it's fun.
Wait until I get to level 47, the dragon kills me, got no resurrection scrolls, and I don't come back ever. And that's what happens?
No. Well, Neverwinter was a bit... once you got out of the sort of single-player plot, because Divinity reminds me of the single-player Neverwinter experience, is what I'm saying. Whereas the multiplayer Neverwinter experience was a bit different, because it was less story-orientated, because obviously you can't recreate the voice acting, and so it was more combat-orientated. So it was more sort of an arcadey almost feel to it, where it's like, when you go on a run, you've generally got like 2 rods of resurrection each, you know, big stacks of heal potions and stuff.
Divinity's got loads of voice acting.
You just used to go up to the Craghammer Mountains and be fighting the giants and just downing heal potions every 2 seconds. Like, attack, heal, attack, heal. It was good though. It was fucking good. And I miss going on the rescue missions. That was the best bit about Neverwinter, when you just log on and there'd just be like a party that are just dead, still on the game, just lying there dead in the mountains, just chilling out, waiting for someone to come on, and then they're like, "Hi, can you bring a level 40 over and resurrect us all?" Yes, I'll go get her.
Yes, Steve.
Oh my God, I used to love that. You just don't get games that are as good as that anymore, man. It's sad times. The world needs a good multiplayer game that isn't just fucking quest spam.
Have you ever had that thing where, like, you remember a game from your childhood that was really, really fucking good, and you go back to play it, and it's not actually as good as you remember because of the nostalgic feel of when you were a child?
Yeah.
So half the time it's like, you put a game on a pedestal, but if you went back and played it, it would not be as good as when you played it last time, because when you played it before, it was new, it was innovative, it was amazing and awesome and all this.
Oh my God, Son of a Sword.
Yeah.
Golden Axe is the prime example of that. I played the shit out of Golden Axe when I was little, and even when I was a bit older, there was an arcade machine of it that I found, which I played on as well, and I actually finished it on the Amiga. It was fucking hard, and I had to sort of cheat and do the thing where if you die, you quickly press fire on player 2 and take over as player 2. Because it was hard as nails. But I got to the end a couple of times, defeated Death Adder, and it was like, oh my God, what a game. And it was a cool ending and everything. And then I got it when it came on Steam, on the Sega Genesis emulator. And it was like, it's aged so badly. You didn't realise just how bad the sprite graphics are, how awful the hit detection is. It's like,
I got a PlayStation emulator on my phone.
Yeah.
I got Breath of Fire 3 on it.
Oh, I love Breath of Fire 3.
And it was having loads of fun on it until I got to the Desert of Death.
Yeah, everyone hated the Desert of Death, though. That was...
Every time going there, you look it up online, people are like, right, what you want to do is follow the North Star this way, then the East Star, then the West Star, then go back south a little bit, then follow the fake North Star for 8 days. And you're like, oh, for fuck's sake, why?
Oh, yeah, Breath of Fire 3 was brilliant.
Yeah, all the different dragons and combos you can make and shit like that.
I mean, the thing is, some games age quite well. Yeah. Like Shining Force, which, again, you can get on Steam on the Genesis emulator for like £1 or something, and it's like, that's still a brilliant RPG.
Oh, shit, what was that? Monster Rancher? The best game?
Monster Rancher.
I wonder if that still works with modern day discs.
Oh yeah, it will do. Because all it does is it just reads the data file and it generates a number based off that and just uses the numbers.
Because that was always good. Because you used to find one disc that had the best monster on it. Just repeatedly use that one disc for this.
Yeah, it would be nice if there was something else like that. I mean, obviously, you don't need CDs anymore, but if you could find some other way of generating them.
There was something weird about it, if you remember, because you gave me like a album that was about jungle music or something that. And that's where I got a monkey from, with a sunflower.
And it was a really powerful monster.
Yeah, and it was like, but quite clearly, if it's just read data off there, how's it give me a jungle monster from a jungle disc?
It was quite weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I'd like that.
Do you remember Jade Cocoon?
I think it's... Yeah, I remember Jade Cocoon.
They've made a 2, 3, and 4 of that now.
Really?
Yeah. Fucking crazy.
It'd be nice if they could, like... Because you could still do that Monster Rancher thing of, like, using data seeds, because you could do it with, in the same way that, like, Audio Surf and Drive Any Track, where they make the tracks out of a music track. You could generate the monsters from the music tracks on your PC.
Well, they did do it with Nintendo 3DS, where you draw something and it makes that monster. Unfortunately, everyone just drew a penis. Because if you give...
As we talked about the rule of penises before.
If you give someone a pen, they're going to draw a penis. That looks quite nice, actually.
That looks amazing.
It looks like a little garden, doesn't it?
That's fucking...
Like the Emerald fucking Plaza back there.
The Emerald Plaza.
The Emerald Plaza.
That's amazing.
But yeah, essentially it's like everyone's going to draw a penis. So I like where they were going with the droid thing, but you're just going to get penises, to be honest. There was nothing really you could do about it.
Not a bad thing.
Well, yeah, but
it's
just a thing people do. So every time we went to go fight against someone, they had a penis monster. It's just that's the thing that happens.
What roof do you want on this enormous atelier?
Something nice and beautiful and white. Have you got any white roofs?
No, unfortunately not. We didn't think that far ahead.
We didn't think this far ahead, Sharon.
No, they didn't think. They never put white or black roofs in.
Okay.
Because they're racist.
Right. We'll let you decide on the roof this time.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
If you go for that orange one, though, I'm going to have to punch you in the dick.
Green?
Because it looks awful.
Have we used green? We used green over there. I quite like the green, though.
You use green?
Do you want the green?
Yeah, green it up.
I'm sort of because of the green road, I'm sort of in a green mood now, I think.
Yeah, put some green on it then.
I like green as a colour, Velerious. I think it's a very nice colour.
One more.
Yeah.
There you go.
So I need to do that first.
Exactamundo.
And then wait a moment.
But yeah, some of the old games, like from PlayStation and such like that, it's like, Monster Rancher, I will never get the same feel as I did the first time that I spawned that fucking monkey.
Yeah.
If you go back and play Pokemon Red, you will never get the same feel as the first time when you beat the Elite Four and it was so amazing and you wet your pants.
Vagrant Story was a game I absolutely loved, and when you go back to it on the PlayStation, it's now aged a little, which annoys me, and I wish they'd just remaster it. I never want a sequel to Vagrant Story because that would completely fucking ruin the whole point of it. But a remastered version would be fucking awesome.
Yeah. What I was saying though is just essentially, you know, some games in the past we put up on massive pedestals and just we can never climb that pedestal again.
Vandal Hearts is another one. I can't remember when it was. It was probably a year or two ago. I dug out my PlayStation, if you remember, and I was playing Shadow of the Colossus. And I dug out Vandal Hearts as well and had a go on that, and it was like, I fucking loved that game, but again, it has really not aged well at all. It's so bad.
Crazily, actually, the only game I could think of that does, like, always kind of live up in people's minds when they go back and play it, I don't know why, is Chrono Trigger. That's the only thing where, if you were a fan of Chrono Trigger, when you go back to it, it's still as good as before,
I thought that was a bit over fucking hyped at the time anyway. I mean, it's okay, don't get me wrong, I quite like it, and it had some good ideas, but it wasn't as good as Suikoden or fucking...
Oh, yeah.
You know, or Final Fantasy 4 or...
Breath of Fire 3?
Breath of Fire 3, yeah, I quite like Breath of Fire 3.
I like that just
because the worst thing about Chrono Trigger was the sequel, Chrono Cross, was fucking awful. Did you ever play Chrono Cross?
Nope.
Oh, God, it was terrible.
I steered away from all the Chrono stuff because their fan base is pretty acidic when you find it online.
Is it?
If people go like, oh, I didn't really like Chrono Trigger, every single fan just emerges and goes, well, you're stupid and shit and you probably played Mario Bros.
It's not that I didn't like it. I enjoyed it. I played it through. I can't remember which ending I got. I think I might have done the easy one and defeated him at the start of time. You know, when he's a bit weaker or something. But
go back to the beginning of time when he's a baby, punch him in the dick, and boom.
Pretty much, that was my plan.
Yeah, and later on in life, he's got no sperm. So when you die, you'll die forever.
It was all right, but I think people big it up a little bit too much.
It is very kind of like, it's become the same thing as Undertale. With their fan base. Undertale's fan base is just fucking bizarre. Five Nights at Freddy's at least had a fan base because it was everywhere. Undertale is not everywhere, to be fair. When it first came out, a few people played it, but to be honest, it's not absolutely everywhere.
It's one of those things, though, isn't it? It's very easy to get excited about a game while you're loving it, and then
afterwards it kind of goes to the back of the shelf.
You sort of have to play it again to see whether it still sort of stands up, you know what I mean?
That's the reason why I can play through quite a few shitty games. Because it's the enjoyment of playing through a game once.
Sometimes when you play through a game once, though, it's such a good experience. And like Deus Ex Human Revolution was a game on the first playthrough, it's amazing. It's obviously going to lose something on the second playthrough because you know the story, you know the twist, you know what's coming. You know what I mean? And the same goes for a lot of these games that sort of have a plot. Like Metal Gear was fucking amazing the first time. We were talking about this the other day, weren't we? Yeah. The Metal Gear Solid was fucking incredible. The first time you played that, oh my god, it blew me away how good it was.
And yet now it's like, all you really do is just watch YouTube videos because you know that if you play it again, it's just not going to be as good.
No.
It's aged so much and like...
And I wouldn't want to have to play it again.
But it's also not a part of...
Because, to be fair, I did finish it like God knows how many times.
Well, the other thing is as well, it's not really a part of, you know, we just think the graphics have aged or something like that. It's literally just, the game itself is not as fun as you remember it from when you were younger.
Because it's like, you know, it's like you'll get to the Psycho Mantis boss fight. The first thing you do is immediately plug out your controller, stick in. You know wwhat's coming. You know what I mean? It's not like the first time you fought him, you were like, "How the fuck does anyone kill this guy? What the shit? Oh my god!" And then there's always because the internet again. I don't think we had the internet at the time. It existed obviously, but I don't think we had the sort of access to it. But I had a mate who had the internet, and he was the one who told me to swap the controller over. And I was like, oh my god, you're a genius. What the fuck? This is mind-blowing.
It just seems very strange, doesn't it, though, to think back now of all the games that we used to play and everything, and how fun they were, and like now, they're just good memories. Like Unirally.
Unirally,
kick-ass music.
We spent a lot of time playing that.
But in all fairness, I played it recently, because I got a friend to actually get it on like an emulated thing. I could play it with a controller and all that. And he just kind of, after playing it for a while, I was like, yeah, I'm done now. Yeah, but I've got nostalgia feel from it.
It was all about the two-player. That was the fun that was in there, whipping out the little tricks and stuff. There weren't even that many tricks, but it's just just the two-player aspect. Even though it was on tiny little fucking split-screen CRT TV and stuff, it was like...
Imagine
it was
the
good at the time. What it is,
oh god,
when we played speedrunners, that was basically the same sort of feels.
It's not as good though, because when you're running, when you're going in Unirally,
no, it lacks the charm of the unicycles.
I completely forgot that I was playing on single player, and it's like the other AI was going miles faster. I was like, how did I do that? Jump, flip, spin, everything, and it was like, tricks make me go faster.
Just do a couple of rolls or spins, and you speed up, and you can get pretty fast. It was amazing. And then you can choose your colour of unicycle, and like a good fucking SNES game, you could pick pretty much any colour. It was just like, there wasn't just like 10 colours, it was like 30 or 40 colours you could pick from, just like every possible shade. Oh, it was so good. Game. That was a really good game.
If people haven't ever seen Unirally, they should go check it out.
I was talking on one of my Lots of Football games about Pitball. Do you remember Pitball?
Kinda?
It was a PlayStation game, sort of early PlayStation, so the 3D was fucking awful. So graphically, it looks like a piece of shit. But it was like a 2-on-2 basketball-style future sport.
Yeah.
Where full contact, and you were allowed to like punch each other and shit. And you had little special moves that you could do, and there'd be orbs on the field that you could pick up, and you could either like use them to do like a temporary shield or a quick sort of energy blast, or you could save up 3 and use them to do a massive slam dunk and get 3 points and stuff. You could score double for rebounding a shot off the walls of the arena because you were in like a pit. And it was fucking amazing. And it had a manager mode, and you could, with 3 leagues, and you could like take your team, you could buy like new players for your team, like, you know, swap them out and stuff, buy new equipment for them to make them stronger.
Didn't they get permanently injured as well?
Yeah, I think it had injuries and stuff as well.
And it was like permanent injuries though.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
You had to just let them go.
I think you had a squad of 6, and you could choose your guys. You didn't have permanent injuries that you had to let them go, but I think they'd be injured for a match or 2. And you had so you would choose which of your guys would play in the match sort of thing. And they had energy levels as well. So if you used your best guys against a weak team and the next week you were fighting the big boys, your guys wouldn't be back up to full energy, which means they'd have lowered health in the match. So you had to sort of keep swapping out your guys. It was fucking amazing. And it was player manager, so you could play the matches if you wanted or leave them to the AI if you wanted just a pure manager experience.
Just thinking back as well to PlayStation's early area. With the crappy 3D things. Do a bit of Urban Chaos.
I own that on Steam.
Urban Chaos.
I bought it on Steam because I was like, oh my god, I so want to play this on my channel. And then I realised it was fucking Squaresoft that own it. Sad times. But Urban Chaos, I like that. That was basically GTA, but
it still had the same kind of graphic problem.
Oh yeah, but all the early era PlayStation is. You got to remember that without that sort of shit 3D that the PlayStation had, we wouldn't have the good 3D that we have now. You know what I mean? It's like we needed terrible polygons and fucking triangular boobs on Lara Croft and stuff. Yeah. You know, it was like
triangular boobs.
That was just a stage in the progression. You know,
I could just imagine the first guy who had to do that, and they were like, "Right, we need to emit boobs for," and he was like, "Wait, there's no circles. How do I make boobs?"
Well, exactly.
Triangles?
Exactly. It was all squares and triangles.
Triangles.
And there was this whole huge thing of when Tomb Raider 2 came out of they've increased the polygon count, so now Lara Croft looks more round than she did in the first game where she was just points.
Do you think when he first made it as well, he made her with square boobs? Just to see what it looked like? Square boobs aren't really working.
I mean, if you play the first Tomb Raider again, it's pretty... Again, by today's standards, it's pretty fucking awful. And it's the levels are clunky, badly textured, and it's really low polygons. But at the same time, the first time when you fucking meet that dinosaur, oh my god. Or the first time you dive off the waterfall into the plunge pool and Larson's waiting for you and gives you that big fucking speech, and then you kick him in the face and knock him out. And that was good shit!
When it came out, it was fully released. It wasn't in early access.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like every game nowadays.
Exactly.
For early access.
To be honest, even the new Tomb Raider was pretty good. Not the newest one. I've not played that yet, but the newest, the oldest of the newest ones.
Okay,
the one that's just called Tomb Raider.
I think I'm
even though it's not Tomb Raider.
It's a Boob Raider.
Did you play it actually?
No, I never got around to playing it.
It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Was never a massive Lara fan.
Well, it's not like the original games. I mean, it's still got that sort of feel to it a little bit, but it's more like...
I played the old ones. I remember having to fucking sidestep to turn around in a goddamn circle. And it's like, while a lion's eating you, the hardest thing to do is try and turn around and run away. Yeah. It's just back up slowly.
It's more like the sort of Assassin's Creed-y style, jump around, climb up this...
That's what it was. It's tank controls, wasn't it? In the old days, it was tank controls.
Tank controls. It was on Lara as well. Oh my god!
So when a tiger's running towards you, you had to slowly sidestep around in a circle to point the other directions as it start running.
Well, you'd try and do the jumping. Yeah, and just jump fucking everywhere. Just stay in the air. That was your best hope.
It's fucking crazy.
Just doing loads of backflips to try and get away from him quicker because you couldn't run backwards. And you had to line up everything so perfectly as well. It's like you had to memorise the sort of walk to the edge, take 2 steps back, run, square, jump sort of thing. And it's like, oh my god. It was so harsh.
Do you remember locking the butler in the fridge?
Yes, I know. I was just going to say that. And you had to time that so well. It was such a pro thing to do to get the butler in the fridge.
Butler.
Because I probably spent more time in Lara's house on the second game than I did playing the fucking game.
Yeah, because Lara's house was amazing.
Locking the butler in the fridge was one, but then there was that secret fucking door. And getting to that secret door, the timing of your run had to be so precise. And I remember me and Charlie trying, fucking just taking it in turns over and over and over again, trying to get in there.
What about if you run into the third pillar in Lara's swimming pool, you would go to the secret underground water swimming lair?
I don't think so.
That's totally what happened. She did not get concussion.
But it was just hard as balls. And again, we did that without the internet. There was no internet there. We didn't have access to it. There was no Google. There was no way of searching these things unless we were going to use Alta Vista or something.
And nowadays, you go on a game like Divinity and you go, where can I get lockpicks? Go on the internet. Where can I get lockpicks? And they're like, oh, from here, buddy.
We literally just found the sort of button in underneath the hedge maze, and we're just like, what does this do? And then just spent ages running around until one day you see that door closing, and you're like, oh my god.
At some point, we need to make a mental note to start decorating the mansion, because it lags whenever you go off the market with all the items that are in there. Like over the market.
Is that what's causing the lag?
That's causing all the lag.
Okay.
All the items that are in there that have X's on and everything.
Okay, we'll do that next episode then. We'll start doing the mansion. Oh, with regards to the roof, Craig Gummersall said the clay roof, the orange one.
Isn't that the one that looks ugly?
You don't like it. I like it, you don't. So
we'll use the clay roof. If Craig Gummersall says so.
I think it'll look good when it's
the male advisor.
When it's like two layers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just looked a bit weird there because we linked it to another roof. I think that was the problem.
Yeah, maybe. Right, okay. It is fucking laggy as shit. We're going to have to do something about that. Yeah. Okay, right, Velerious. If you want to say bye-bye to everybody. Oh, I bet pause. Hang on, pause.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye.